We're back at Verizon Wireless Center. Dan McCargar in the second intermission. We are very happy to have the Commissioner of the WCHA, Bill Robertson, named in April, began in May, replacing Bruce McLeod. And we're very happy to have you on the broadcast this evening.
Thanks so much. It's great to be in Mankato tonight.
You've got a great job. You get to go to all these arenas and watch hockey. I know there's other stuff involved, but this isn't bad.
Not at all. It's fun to come down and talk to the coaches and administrators and the referees and some of the fans who are all so passionate about college hockey. And this is a great environment down here in Mankato.
For people who aren't aware of your career, you spent time with the Minnesota Wild, but just give us an idea of your background and what led you to become Commissioner of the WCHA.
Well, I worked in professional sports the majority of my life with the Timberwolves, helped start them up back in 1989. Then I went out to Anaheim to help start the Mighty Ducks franchise for the Walt Disney Company. Then they acquired the baseball team, the Angels, and did both at one time, and then came back to Minnesota. My roots, I'm from St. Paul, and helped start up the Minnesota Wild NHL team back in 1998, and was there for 13 and a half years, and then got into some sports consulting with a group called Thunheim Partners in the Twin Cities, and then was offered the position to come to the WCHA to be the new commissioner, and I thought it was a great opportunity to do something that I really love and I'm passionate about.
You had a history with the WCHA helping negotiate a television contract.
I did. I worked with the league since the year 2000, helping not only on the TV contract, but with all the media relations activities and some of the marketing activities too, working with the former Commissioner Bruce McLeod and his staff. So I had a good understanding of the league and a lot of the components, even though the league's changed some in the last couple of years. I still knew a lot about the parts, and that's going to help me as we get to the Final Five in a few months with all the work that has to go into that and the marketing of those games coming up in March.
What is the biggest challenge that you see for the WCHA going forward as you begin your commissionership?
Well, I think there's two things that are really important to the league. Number one is driving new revenues, sponsorship opportunities to the league. That really needs to move to a higher level because it's important for our foundation to do really well. And number two is exposure for the league. A lot of fans out there and even some media don't know all the teams in the conference. And they don't know all the teams in college hockey. There's been so much shifting that we have to do a good job as a league in exposing what teams are and some of those great human interest stories about players and coaches and administrators at these great schools.
I know that people were concerned about the new WCHA and saying, well, you know, the quality of hockey. When you look statistically across the nation, this conference is competing very, very well.
They are, and I would say I'd like to take some credit for that, but I can't. I really believe that we have 3 to 5 teams right now that will make the NCAA tournament, and we could have 5, and that would be a great showing. Last year we had 2 in Mankato and Ferris State. I think both those teams will be well entrenched when we get down to time for the Final 5 in March, but there's other schools like Bowling Green and Michigan Tech that have done very well, and Northern Michigan. All 5 of those teams right now look like they could contend for an NCAA tournament bid, but there's other teams out there too. So I think it's the most competitive conference in all of college hockey.
Mr. McLeod left you a very solid conference to deal with. Was he helpful in the transition?
He was very helpful, and he's become a great friend and a mentor, and I always want him to play a role in the WCHA because he did so much for the league over the 20 years he was commissioner. And I've talked to him from time to time. We did a lot of work in the summer in the transition to get me to where I'm at now, and he said the reins are yours. You need to run with this and take it to another level, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel and change everything, but I'm trying to drive the revenue, trying to gain exposure, and trying to get as many teams we can into the NCAA tournament.
Well, welcome back to the WCHA. We look forward to having a very long tenure for your career, and we appreciate you stopping in this evening.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me tonight.
You bet. That's Bill Robertson, the Commissioner of the WCHA. Mavericks leading 3-0. This is Maverick Hockey Weekend.